love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dream's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drum's begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soared into the light.
Hello, everyone. Indeed, I'll chase my dreams, and today we're chasing yet another dream. As if we don't have enough cold in Portugal right now, we're going to yet another destination with cold, even colder. Today we're flying from Porto in Portugal to Helsinki in Finland. And we're taking this beauty, the Finnair A350. Yeah, last flight wasn't the best, and I have to apologize to everyone that witnessed the self-destruction of the FSLabs A321 Neo flight. It wasn't the airplane's fault per se. I mean, the plane has bugs, so granted, but indeed, I did some mistakes as well, and everything compounded into one of the worst flights I've ever done, and definitely the worst flight I've ever done with the A321 Neo. So today we're changing base a little bit. We're taking the A350-900 from Inibuilds. Now, this is a plane that, although it had a lot of issues when it was released, recently it's becoming very stable and very robust in terms of simulation now. Needless to say, whatever happens, sometimes it's pilot error, and of course we will have to cope with that. But other times when it's the plane error, there's not really much we can do, right? And when that happens, it's frustrating because we just want to have a pleasant flight. And oh my, look at these balls. They don't look good. They look like made rushed with tape or something. Really nasty. This is the official paint job by Inibuilds, by the way. Doesn't look good. Looks really rough. But anyway, we're seeking, as usual, leakages and all the jazz. Not that simulated, but it's what we do when we walk around. This is a big plane. Definitely not the correct plane for this route, but you know me. I like to do medium hulls with big planes. Hello, Mirsha. Welcome. And we're just inspecting these struts, brake pads, of course. Look at this bluish color. I believe this is made out of titanium. And I can only imagine how much only this cone costs if it's really titanium. Titanium tends to change color when exposed to heat, and this is a very hot part of the plane. So I assume this is titanium. And look at that. This huge cone. It's got to be very, very expensive. These are the powerful Trent 1000 engines. These are marvels of science, huge engines, and yeah, they provide a lot of trust for these long haul flights. Which nut? There's the little cross, which is not the case today. So we're going to make a somehow short haul short for this plane to Helsinki. And we're expecting some very cold weather, not just in location. Let me see. I think I have no sound here. I can't hear that plane taxiing, but it's maxed out. Yeah. So let's see. Maybe if I increase system sound, things will get better. We'll see. I'm definitely not hearing that plane over there. Then again, we're a bit far away from it. But yeah, definitely silent. No sound. That's worrying. But at least we got traffic, right? Because the other flights, we got some blank flight. Let's see. Do I fall to the tarmac? What's your bets? I can't even enter the plane. So let's do David Copperfield. And we're inside. All right. So cold and dark, as we like it. So let's bring the plane to life. More batteries. By the way, there was two major updates for today. For the first update is this plane right here. So Inibuilds updated to a newer version, and they tweaked the sound system, and it does indeed sound like the sounds are a bit different. We'll take a look as we go, as well as other things they've updated and upgraded and added. I can run through a list in a moment, just not right now. So we're just turning on external power 1, 2. Oh my. Now this is what I call sound, all right? A bit too loud. Let me reduce the sound a little bit. Stand by. All right, much better. Well, at least it's too loud for me. So yeah, this is the first update was from Inibuilds themselves with the A350, and the other update was with GSX. Now apparently there's a map for GSX. I don't know what that map is. I've been searching around for a bit before I started streaming, and I just can't find it. But the only menu option I got is this one, and this is now remote controlled here. And even if I remove the remote control, I can't find any map system. So apparently they added a map where you can tweak the position of stuff and even observe the taxiing procedures. Now, yeah, I'm too late for the scheduled flight. Yeah, because there's a problem there. Because I never set up time for departure on Simbrief, and whenever I load the flight, it's always late. So again, they say there's a map to interactively look around and see the parking position, but unless I'm missing something, I just I can't find it on GSX. So yeah, not sure why or when or how, but it is what it is. All right, let's load in the flight. Now, Inibuild said that they've updated the data link system, so here's hoping things work. So company flight plan request, you know the drill. So we're going to run checklist in a moment. Receive company plan, insert, and now it's printing. Cool. All right, we press that, the paper goes here, and now we got our ATC flight plan initialization. So we got flight T3 Zulu from Finnair from Porto to Helsinki, and the alternate is another Finnish airport, which I don't remember. Sorry about that. And we got departure 1017 via Beldi 9 Lima. And we got an approach to Diva 5 Alpha 22 left runway. All right. So that's okay. So let's go in here. First of all, let's go for the terminal charts. Oh, we need to initialize here. So flight up status, Simbrief import, and there it is. Now it's imported. Now if we go to the terminal charts, now we got proper data. All right, so we'll take a look at the charts here. I just wanted to load Simbrief import for the load sheet, and try another time. Ha. Right. So how do I try another time? There is no way to change that here. Don't tell me I have to change it on Simbrief itself. Kind of makes sense, right? So we're gonna edit our flight plan. Let's insert a realistic timing. So let's say 1400. 15 minutes to set up everything should be enough. 1400 Zulu, or local, sorry. So yeah, this is the part I usually skip, where I should put the timing for the departure. It's not intuitive because I never know what it is. So its block time is 4 hours, but we'll shorten that quite a bit. So where is the time? So there's a fuel planning. So where's the time? Probably here. No. Registration, fuel factor. So this is basically generated by Simbrief. I never touch the timings, but maybe I should, because now I don't know where to change the time. Oh well. So yeah, we need to load this manually apparently. So yeah. Oh, we can change it here, right? Go on the flight plan itself. Can we? Oh well. So let's try to get our clearance now. So we're gonna go here through our where is it? ATC com. So let's see. Let's try the 80s first. See if it works. Well, it's doing what it should before we had CPDLC. So if if we had Beyond ATC integration. So before Beyond ATC integration, if it didn't find the 80s, it will just give me the METAR, and that's fine. It's all right. So you get variable 2 knots, KVOC, temperature 13. It's not that cold. QNH 1030. Oh, high QNH. So we are in a high pressure system right now, apparently. That's why there's no rain. Yeah. Some people say when there's high pressure, people are prone to migraines. Not sure that's true. Maybe it's just a urban myth. So let's see. Let's connect to Beyond ATC here. BATC. Let's see if we connect to LPPR, what happens? Sorry. LPPR, that's the cow code for Porto, by the way. All right, let's notify, let's see what happens. Let's see if now this works. It didn't work before. Yeah, so aircraft position not available. Okay, so that's because we need to align our RSS. So let's align the adheres. Let's turn on crew, and that's it. Alrighty then. So let's wait for the alignment, and we'll go back to this. We should be able to request ground clearance for departure. Let's see. We're at gate. What's the gate number? I need to go outside, don't I? Yeah, very silent, this airport. So it's gate Sierra 43. There he is. So Sierra 43. And we don't have the 80s, so we're gonna listen into the normal voice 80s. 80s stands for Automated Terminal Information Service. It's a recorded message that gives NOTAMs to pilots, including weather and active runway. So it is very important to monitor it before arriving or departing an airport, because it might contain essential information. Beyond ATC is too low now. That's probably because the last time I had to mess with the system volume.
Francisco Falcon Area for information Bravo 1347 wind variable, ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 13 G.03 QNH 1030, landing and departing runway 35, transition level 040, advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo.
We got Bravo, so let's insert Bravo.
Francisco Falcon Area for information Bravo 1347 wind variable, ceiling and visibility okay, temperature 13 G.03 QNH 1030,
Transfer to mailbox and send.
Advise on initial contact, you have information Bravo.
Now let's see how long this will take. Sending, sent. Let's go back to clearance, just in case this doesn't work. We're gonna do it voice. In the meantime, let's request. I can't load with GSX apparently, because the timing is out. Yeah. It used to be possible to load with GSX even if the time. Oh, nice. We got ATC message and we got a reply. So we are cleared for Helsinki, runway 35 departure, belt 9 Echo, initial climb 10,000 feet. Let's insert that. 10,000 and squawk 5730. Let's will-call that for now. Send. So 5730, let's go to our surveillance. 5730. Done. So we'll leave the TCAS for now, turn it off. All right, clearance confirmed, CDA received. All right, so we're good to go. Let's go. Yeah, thank you. We're good to go. Alrighty, so now let's go to the flight plan and let's insert that data. So we are going for runway. Let's go back to the last message. Hello. Hello. So let's close this. So where's my message? Previous one. Where's the previous message, guys? Come on. Still not working. Alright, so I remember by memory. So it's runway 35. So runway 35. And it's going to be belt 3 Echo. 9 Echo, sorry. Alright, so no transition, temporary, insert, done. Now, since Simbrief or more say, with GSX isn't cooperating, we're going to go through the ground menu and request the loading, request boarding. That's pushback, no. So, what's going to happen now, I think the fuel truck is going to come in, which is something I would like to bypass, as we can do in other aircraft.
Passenger's bus is coming.
Actually, no, passenger bus is coming, nice. So let's go back to the load sheet. Let's set the fuel, instant fuel. Doesn't work. It never works. This thing never worked. See, the button is not working. So let's go here. The fuel should be correct. Let's confirm it. OFP. So fuel total should be, takeoff fuel should be, well, block fuel should be 26.9. Let's see what we got. 26.9. And what's on board? 12,000. So see, it's not correct. So let's set the fuel again. Instant fuel. Come on. This button never works. It never worked. So there's no way to insert this fuel here right now, and I can't even import from Simbrief. And if I press this menu, nothing happens. It's like it's overlapping, so it's not even realistic. I don't know. So I might just need to go through. This is never going to be fixed. I have a feeling. One of one passenger. See, this sucks. This happens so often. This is a recurring issue. It's always been like that, by the way. And yeah, one of one. I got only one passenger loaded. That it is. One of 324 passengers. So if I reload Simbrief, yeah, Simbrief import. So yeah. So the cargo is being loaded apparently, but not the passengers. Yeah. So recurrent issue. I don't know. Maybe if I reload GSX, something like that. Yeah, it's either GSX or Inibuilds 350. One of the two. So let's start coaddle. This will probably not fix it, but let's try again anyway. Let's wait a few moments. Now it's back. Let's go. Instant refuel. Alright, refueling complete. So this only works without GSX apparently. So Simbrief import. Alright, let's set 0 fuel weight. Alright, now we got 264 passengers out of 324, so that's more realistic according to the flight plan. And no cargo loaded though. God, this is such a mess. So again, ground, enable GSX remote control, request boarding. Let's see what happens. I just want the flow to go from here. Now it picked Menzies. Previously it picked Portway. Alright, so let's carry on with the stuff. So we got navigation back, so our IRSs have aligned. So let's try again that clearance the check-in. So let's go to the comm menu, ATC comm menu. There it is. And now let's try to notify. All right, it's notified. So let's see if we can request. Let's see what happens with the 80s. So instead of messing with my primaries, I'm going to just update this one and see what happens. If it goes on a loop, it means it's not fixed. Yeah, it's on a loop. So you see, it says here D8 is received, nav accuracy upgraded. D8 is received, see here? But it's not, it's still pending. And it's happened way before. So the idea is never to log in to Beyond ATC, because apparently it's not working. You can still do CPDLC, apparently, but you shouldn't log in because everything from D80s will be messed up. I'm pretty sure that's because Beyond ATC isn't sending D80s. But anyway, if it doesn't detect it, it should revert to normal METAR, right? So, yeah. It is what it is. At least GSX is now apparently loading passengers. Although we already are loaded, but it needs to go through the animation. Let's hope it does. So, what about the cargo? Is it loading? Yeah, it's loading the cargo. That's the crew bus, by the way. And I don't think I ever shown the crew bus on these streams, so you're gonna see the little crew bus arriving and the pilots. No.
Passengers boarding starting.
Actually, no, that's a single passenger. Yeah, it's bugged, alright. That's one single passenger. So that's why he's sending the little van. And there he goes. Lonely passenger. Hopefully the load sheet is correct. But as soon as that passenger sits down, I'm afraid all these will be deleted. We'll see. Major bug. This has been like that for centuries. I don't even know how much time it took. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. There's a slight chance I'm doing something wrong. I need to look into that in the near future. Need to look into the A350 GSX interaction, because it's a complete mess right now. Alright, cockpit preparation, gear pins and covers have been removed, fuel quantity 27,000 kilograms checked. Let's turn on the seatbelt signs, as well as the no smoking and no mobile, and let's arm our emergency lights. Barrel reference 10030 and cross-checked. Cockpit preparation checklist complete. Let's set up, whoops, complete. Let's set up now the before start checklist, although we're not going to mess with that in only in a moment. Let's go into our takeoff performance, sync with FMS, and sync the weather. So we're going to go for optimum, air conditioning will be on, and we're going to thrust set to flex standard. So let's compute for runway 35, of course, and we got V1 137, VR 140, V2 146. We got a flex temperature 67 degrees, flaps 1 and F, and thrust reduction at 1,185 feet. All right, and we got a THS. This is a trim set to 27.2. Let's send this with the FMS, and it's printing again. Nice. So now we got all the info that we just saw here. Temperature plus 67, flaps 1 plus F, trim set to 27.2, V1 137 knots, VR 140 knots, V2 146 knots, and that's about it. So let's go to the performance page and accept this. 137, 140, 146, confirmed. Flex set to 67, trim to 27.2, and the thrust reduction, and well, it's not, this is not what's up there, but it's close enough. Should be 1,800 as you saw before, but whatever. Should a little lower than that. All right, so let's close this. We don't need this on our mailbox right now. All right. So apparently passengers are loaded. Let's hope and pray that it's not just a single passenger there. Oh my God. Come on, guys. Come on, Simbrief. Come on. It's not Simbrief's fault. Come on, GSX. Get your act together. This is not the way to do things. Come on, Inibuilds. This is not the way to do things. Interact, integrate. I can assure you this is not a Simbrief problem. I'll show you it's not a Simbrief problem. So this is my flight plan. And we're going to view it here. And I can assure you that's not the fuel weight and, well, the fuel weight and fuel and weight are going to be set correctly here. So where is it? So there it is. So we got block fuel, 26.957. All right, cool. So we got 264 passengers right there, right? And we got a payload of 27.4. So definitely not 16.7. No, not 16.7. Where's the cargo? Oh, it's not saying here. In any case, this one was correctly set up. This one, it's just loading one passenger. Why? Because stuff. I don't know why. So, in order for this to work out for us, I'm going to need to, again, reload GSX, ignore it for the time being, and assume it's just messed up. And I'm going to go to my load sheet, set the fuel. Oh, I'm sorry, I need to reload, restart coaddle. Go back to another page, go back to load sheet. Yeah, this is completely messed up. Alright, now set zero fuel weight, set fuel, instant refuel, done. Let's not touch this in a lifetime now. And now that GSX is back, I'll tell it to prepare for push and departure, and hopefully things will go from there. So yeah, we got everything cleared out. We got ourselves our clearance as well. So let's go prepare the plane to leave the gate. So first things first, let's load the APU so that we can have power, self-power. That's the fuel pumps turning on. Let's just wait for the APU to be available. Now let's go to our performance page. Not this one, but the fuel and load. And let's copy the info we got from here. So we got zero fuel weight, 167.5. 167.5. Enter. And now the CG should be 25.9. Yeah, 25.9. To 5.9er. Enter. We got a block fuel of 27,000, so 27.0. Keep forgetting to select the box here. I think this APU sound is too loud inside the cabin, but 0.0. And we got 264 passengers. Or packs. Alright, 264. Oh, hello. Two, the wrong keypad, 264 and enter. And alright. So everything performance-wise is set up. We got performance page. Let's put this one on flight plan here. Alright, should be okay. So let's call in our guys on the ground, tell them to get the plane ready for departure. Just setting things up here. And we can do that on the ground menu. So let's close these doors. Although if I prepare for push and start, it will do it on its own. So let's pick Menzies. Doors are closing, as you can see. Big bump sound. They messed with the sound in a good way. Messed as in they updated it, which is always nice. So this is our gate. We are going to take off from runway 35 here. Alright. And now we're going to request departure. So go back here to the tower. Request push and start. So we're going to face south. So back to before start checklist. Parking brake is set. Takeoff speeds and thrust are set. Sliders, let's arm them.
Blocking here.
And let's, whoops. Let's beacon on. Gear is locked. There's no nose wheel steer disconnect memo. Before start checklist complete. Face south.
Parking brake, please.
Parking brake released. Oh, we need to remove the chocks. Sorry about that, guys. GPU and chocks. There we go.
Commencing push. All engines lit. Start wheel.
Starting number 1. Oops, sorry about that. These engines require some great amount of motoring before they can actually start, so it takes a moment. Parking brake set.
Waiting your confirmation for a good engine start.
Affirm. NTI is not required. Let's check the flight controls in a moment as soon as we got engines running. It's taking an awful lot of time, isn't it? Oh, plane's moving. Plane's moving. This crap is still not fixed. And the engine's not running. I wonder why. Let's just tell them that we got good engine start.
Cockpit to ground. Engine's not started yet. I'll call you back later.
Come on. What's cooking? Oh, crap, it's on crank. See? Something always happens. Yeah, there's definitely something wrong with GSX again. Yeah, let's just tell them that we are.
Cockpit to ground. We have a good engine start.
Alright, let's start
You can
number 2.
disconnect.
Unlocking gear.
Yeah, I know. Let's go to surveillance. Let's activate. Set it on auto. Keep DCAS on standby for now. Yeah, boys and girls, this shouldn't happen.
Yoda 3-1 Yankee Zulu, exit right at Foxtrot 1.
Yeah, it's just died. As you can see, GSX is still prime, still going fine. After start checklist, just running number 2 to start. Pitch set for takeoff. Rudder trim set to neutral. Where is the rudder trim? There it is. Alright, let's check our engine number 2 is available. Back to normal. Alright, let's check our flight controls here. Full deflection left. Neutral. Full deflection right. Neutral. Full pitch up. Neutral. And full pitch down. Neutral. Full rudder left. Neutral. Full rudder right. Neutral. Flight controls have been checked. After start checklist complete. Let's roll the taxi checklist. Alright, let's call in, ready to taxi to runway. Let's go in taxi, wing, taxi lights, let's go. After start checklists, completed, here we go. That was a big flip on that 330 over there. Yeah, you're gonna taxi, but hang your balls there, because your footballs, because hey, don't, they're overtaking us. Should hang your footballs. Olá, Santi. O meu nome é João, não é José. José é o Airport Wings. No, hold your horses. Hey. Just let him taxi. Yeah, not company traffic here. Are we gonna collide here? No, do not continue. Ah, what the heck? Let him pass. I was cleared for taxiing before that guy. no wonder. Alright, set flaps 1. Flap setting 1 for takeoff. Radar. Let's switch surveillance to on. And let's set our TRA for above. Alright, alright, alright. Taxi 4th. Alright. So we're holding short, getting ready for departure, waiting for our clearance. Probably someone landing. Can't see anyone. Yeah, there's one on RNAV 35. Let's call departures. See if we can take off before that guy. Probably not. No delay. We performed the entirety of the taxi checklist. Cabin's ready, take off, packs 1 and 2, let's go. 50%. SRS, flag 67. Thrust set. 80 knots. 100. 120.
V1.
Rotate. Positive rate, gear up. Where's the button? Oh my god, where's the button? Sorry about that. There it is. SRS nav. Thrust climb, climb and nav. Speed check, flaps up. Alright, so this one's complete. The other one I pressed the button, but it didn't clear the taxi checklist. But it was complete. Alright, after takeoff checklist, we're gonna set our lights to off, nose lights to off. We're gonna disarm our brakes, speed brakes, and we got flaps up and gear up. So after takeoff checklist complete. Transition altitude, standard and standard. So this is our flying plan here. We're going to follow this SID. Continue our climb to flight level 190. We're going through some soup, nothing serious. And we are in the air. And that we've had some issues in the beginning with GSX. I guess the more things change, the more they don't change. So GSX had a slight issue, and now Beyond ATC clearly needs to be able to coordinate traffic on the ground. Otherwise, we're going to have issues like these everywhere. Plus, the planes have no sound, so there's that. But I think that's not a Beyond ATC issue. I think that's our traffic issue. Other than that, it's uneventful for now. I also was rushed through the checklist because the ATC told me to making a rolling takeoff. I'm going to switch off track IR now so that I don't move my head too much. So we are on our way to Helsinki, and as usual I'll wait for the top of climb to time accelerate so we can get there before that. Ideally this flight should take around 4 hours, so it's not that long of a flight, but it's too long for streaming anyway. And that's with good weather, good winds and all that. Passing 10,000 feet, climb checklist. So, external lights off, seatbelts as required. So, we got our climb checklist complete. All right, let's carry on with our procedures here. Also, I forgot to turn on the weather, so everything that needed to go wrong went wrong here. Well, not everything. Some stuff worked. Let's see the terrain. Is it working? Purple. Is that normal? I need to check that on the ground because they Inibuilds changed something here. So now the ground information is downloaded to the plane. So if you go here to options and you go to third party, you see terrain downloaded. So I downloaded this earlier when I was testing the new stuff. You basically need to download the terrain, so in order to appear on your terrain ND. And I'm not sure what happens if you do not, but now there's this feature which is inherited from the latest A340 update, that you would need to download the terrain separated from the plane. As you can see, I got everything at 00 and it's all purple. I'm not sure it's because I'm airborne, and probably. I actually set it to above, so maybe if I go to surveillance and set it to normal, Will it change anything? Ah, still purple. Pretty sure this is not normal. I don't know. So let's ignore it for now. Probably some hiccup, as always. I'll take a look in their forums if that's the case. No big deal. You should only use the terrain when flying low anyway. So we're still not cleared out of 190, so let's carry on with this stuff. We got some nice tailwind, so we're probably going to save some time airborne midway. But the problem is the cold, so we need to monitor the outside temperature. This plane has an ice detection, of course, but when you don't have ice detection, you should turn on your ice if ISA deviates. ISA is below below 0, because that leads to ice formation. All right, now we should change flight level for the Tango 3 Zulu. Yep, there it is. Clearance for our top of climb. Flight level 400. Alright, it should not take that long now, because this plane is like a rocket. And if we alter the cost index, we can even go faster, but let's not do that. So welcome all to my channel. This is the Inibuilds A350 out of Porto in Portugal to Helsinki, Finland. And we are going to, this flight in total takes 4 hours, but we are going to make a, oh, what's going on with the flight? Oh my god, what's going on with the flight following? It says not connected to FSUEPC. Why? Let me solve this. Oh, stand by. Why is it not connecting? Give me a moment here. I really don't know what to say. Every time there's something. I've done a few flights when everything went okay, but clear this is not one of them. Alright, let me go back to the overlay. And it's just not connecting. Why is it not connecting? Oh my god. Now the overlay doesn't work. I don't know what to say. So let's put our logo up here. Let's remove the overlay because it's not working. Alright, so it should be good for now. Sorry about the overlay not working, not sure. It worked yesterday. Piece of crap, that's what I tell you. That stuff just doesn't work on my side sometimes. Alright, so we are still in flying over Porto. Sorry, not Porto, but Portugal. And we'll soon go into the Spanish airspace. And I'll try to bring that overlay back in a moment. So sit back and enjoy. I can't put the logo there because it will interfere with the buy me a coffee info. So let's send it right here in the middle. Yeah, much better now. So as I was saying, these things happen. I tested it yesterday and it was working fine. Not sure what happened today. Maybe it got shy or something. I got to a point that I need to joke about these things because they're recurring and they happen all the time, and it's annoying. But yeah, first was and still is GSX just sucks. It's one of the worst programs out there. Don't know what else to say about it. It just never works. So they said that they added like a map to the menu, but they didn't. There's nothing there. Something like to directly interact with the traffic or the ground traffic, I mean, and all that. It's not there. Integration with Inibuilds, one passenger loaded. Why? A lot of stuff not working correctly. So yeah, the plane was updated, so I'll grant them that. But at the same time, it's just absurd. It never works correctly. I don't remember any flight I've ever done where GSX didn't have like a slight hiccup. It's their flagship program, FS3 team. They do a few sceneries no one wants, but the GSX is their prime product, and they can't get it to work correctly ever. And they updated it like once every 3 months or something. So I think they got to a point where it's a money cash grab, so they don't care anymore, and that's a shame. So let's time accelerate here. Let's have Betsy handle our. She's not here today. Let's have Betsy handle our comms. And if I sound aggravated, I really am. I really don't enjoy these issues. There's going to be a day when things will work out. It's not going to be today. So let's time accelerate now. Let's remove our passenger seatbelt signs, as well as no mobile, so they can walk around freely and use their iPads. Alright, so off to Helsinki. This is going to take a moment. I'll be here if you guys want to talk. Feel free to chat. I'll answer it as I can. So for now, I'm going to be quiet. Please enjoy the climb to flight level 400, time accelerator, of course. And I'll see you in a moment. So we got some ATC messages to shift to the next station. It's perfectly fine. Oh, there's a message to current ATC unit Madrid Center. Alright, cancel. So here we are at the top of climb. Engine sounds is a bit too much, but it's alright. And I got the overlay back, so now we got flight following correctly on your upper screen, and sorry for the inconvenience in the beginning. Andrew, and welcome. How are you?
Best control. Philip Tango 20 heavy, flight level 400. Philip Tango 30 heavy, best control, radar contact.
Nice, good to know, Andrew. So we're at 40,000 feet in the beautiful Finnair A350-900, an aircraft developed by Inibuilds for Microsoft Flight Simulator 2020 and 2022. Sorry, 2024. This is a brand new version released yesterday. They added a few fixes and the sound has been tweaked. And as you can see, the sound is a lot louder, and there are some other tweaks. This being one of them. Now it's able to connect to the ADS. Unfortunately, it doesn't receive ATIS, so once you check in, you'll get these ATC clearance area clearances, but unfortunately, that's about it. So yeah, we're getting some heavy crosswind from our left side, coming in from the northeast. Yeah, it's gives us a little bit of turbulence. Time is accelerate, 4 times acceleration now, so that we can do it a lot faster. Without time acceleration, this flight would take about 4 hours, but with time acceleration, we're expecting it to be 1 hour, maybe less than that. We're already halfway. Not halfway, but about 3/4. Sorry, 2/4. 1/4. 3/4 or 2/4 is half, so we are 1/4 more or less ish, or 1/3. 1/3 is better. We're 1/3 from all the way from Porto to Helsinki. So we are coming out of the cold and going to the cold. This is a very curious flight to make because we kind of go across all the Northern European countries, and as we progress up, we'll see the weather, the temperatures drop at ground level, but at above ground level, so at the altitude we're at, it's not very noticeable. So the difference is between the temperature you feel on the ground versus the temperature we get at such high altitudes. There's not much difference, but of course in the summer, instead of the current minus 63 degrees Celsius, we probably get minus 55 or something. The difference, there is a small difference, but not that much. Once more, ATC ATC message. It's just telling us we're switching centers. If the time wasn't accelerated, you wouldn't get these pings so often, but as our time is accelerated, the pings are more frequent. And the pings are just ATC calling us, telling us, hey, there's a message, and the plane warns us. So flying is just like this. 15 minutes of excitement taking off, another 15 minutes of excitement landing, but in between there's hours of boredom. And I've talked with different kinds of airframe pilots, from jets to props, and it's always the same thing, always the same reaction. Yeah, it can get pretty boring. But would you rather be elsewhere? For those that love flying, where would you like to be instead of flying, right? Flying is just that thing. It just gives us the thrill, at least for the enthusiasts, of course. People that don't really care, don't really understand why I spend my time here sitting on a chair looking at a TV screen pretending to be a pilot. But you know, you and I, we understand why we do these things, and when things go right, it's fun. When things don't go right, it's not that fun. But anyway. So we're reaching our equal time point, or ETP. That's the point right there, ETP. I don't know if you guys can see it. I'll zoom in for your viewing place. So there it is, ETP, this big ball here, circle here, that says ETP between these two waypoints. That's the equal time point. Up to this point, if there's any problem on board and I need to land, or I need to, you know, get anywhere, it's preferable to go back to the initial point, to the initial airport, then go forth to the destination. After this point, of course, it's the other way around. It's if you get a problem after this waypoint, this ETP point, then it's preferable to go all the way to the destination than to go back. So it's like a point of no return. It's a very grim analogy, but it is a point of no return. And this is not really relevant for airplanes that fly, for example, ETOPS, or even during regional flights, or flights like the ones we're making today, where there's a lot of airports for alternate. So if I had an issue, I needn't worry if my fuel would be enough to reach the destination or the departure. I could easily land on one of these airports. But yeah, just imagine that you're flying overseas, and even with ETOPS, so the ability to fly for up to, I don't know, 180, so 3 hours, 180 minutes on a single engine. So if you have a problem on one engine, you can fly for 180 minutes on one single engine. But even if without that equation, if I was to reach ETP and have a problem before ETP, and I needed to land ASAP, having no airfields nearby, it would be preferable just to go back. So the computer makes a calculation. You have enough fuel at ETP to turn back before ETP. After ETP, it's preferable to have to go forth and land on the destination. That's just about it. So here we are, just about the ETP. So guys, if you want to help the channel, remember, you can always buy me coffee. There's a link on the chat, and there's also a link in the description, and there's also a QR code popping up on your upper right screen, just in case you're feeling generous. It's not mandatory. I do appreciate when people help, but it's all right. So as you can see, looking at your top screen, you have the green line that's filling in. It's coinciding more or less with the ETP. I'm going to reduce zoom here so you guys can see the ETP coming up. So you see it right there. And we're just about to hit the middle point on that regression bar. So it's just about it. It may not be exactly where the ETP is because it's taking into account the climb, all right? So ETP is calculated with fuel burn, with climb, and also in terms of vertical separation. So I might get ETP before I get halfway on the expected time of flight, or the other way around. Remember, ETP is a fuel calculation, so it's not like your flight time. That's what the chronometer here is doing. So flight, we are currently in sim, almost 2 hours of flight right now in sim. So this plane doesn't have a chronometer. It does have a chrono here, and I forgot to press it when we took off, but it does have a flight time calculator. This corresponds, it's more or less the equivalent of the elapsed time clock on the conventional Airbuses and Boeings. But ever since the A380 and the A350, this time is automatically set as soon as the plane detects no longer weight on wheels. So as soon as it lifts off, it starts counting flight time, and it will stop counting flight time as soon as it touches down again. So as you can see, the outside temperature is still the same, although we're going in the upper hemisphere, upper and upper. This temperature will decrease quite a bit in a moment. Hello MC, Richard, welcome. Flying something different today, taking the 350 all the way to Helsinki. So we got a step climb here. So it's telling us that we should climb to flight level 410, but I don't think we'll be authorized to do so because of the odds and even altitudes. So we're going north, should be even northeast, but we're still going north. So I don't think if I request that flight level 410, it's suggesting me as a step climb. I don't think I'm going to get it. So let's not even try that. So as you can see, it's getting darker as we go up in the upper hemisphere. I mean, the days will become shorter and shorter in the northern hemisphere, and so as we go north, and this is more prominent in Antarctica, in the North Pole, I mean, not Antarctica. Antarctica is the South Pole. The days will become shorter and shorter. So at this current time, which is 1628 system time, it's already becoming night. So absolutely normal for the Nordic countries. But of course, we're time accelerating, so stuff gets darker faster as we go north. So we are about to reach Danish airspace in a moment. How are you, Richard? As you know, Andrew just pops in, says hello, then goes away to his banana break, and then comes back. You know how he is. So welcome everyone just watching. This is the Inibuilds A350 from Porto in Portugal to Helsinki in Finland. We are more than halfway through. So I would say in about 20 minutes I'll start descending. 20 real-time minutes. Total flight time for this should be about 4 hours, but we are going to make it in more or less 1 hour. So we're already halfway, so I expect landing in about 30 minutes or so. We'll see. We are currently with a slight tailwind. Our temperatures outside are still the same, 63 degrees negative. Yeah, it's a nice flight. So as the cockpit gets darker, we'll turn on our little lights here. So that, oh my God, this is gonna pain in the rear end. All right, accept, send, thank you. I'm gonna get our lights a little bit of lights, a little bit of flood, a little bit of dome, and the integrals are okay. So I like flying at night actually. It's a good thing. It's there's better visibility, number one, unless it's raining or it's cloudy, but in a clear day it's much better for visibility. You can see planes farther away because of their navigation and landing lights and all that. It's more soothing. I'm talking about real life, of course, not in the sim. The sim is kind of irrelevant, but it's still good to be able to see other planes, bright lights. But in real life, I love flying in the night, and I think I would like to be one of those red-eye pilots that just flies red eyes. Red eyes are like night flights. I don't mind that at all. Yes, you can get tired. Yes, it's demanding to the body to do such things, but you know, less traffic, less airports are empty at night usually, less traffic arriving. So I did like traveling at night, although most of the times I would take morning flights because, you know, business time and all that, working for my company. But I do enjoy flying at night. Plus, you get to see the beautiful cities down below, illuminated. It's beautiful. During the daytime, yeah, of course, there's sun. If you can see above clouds, it's beautiful. Below clouds, if you can see far away, it's beautiful as well, but it's not the same. It's just a preference. There he is. There's Andrew. Andrew is back. No longer in his banana break. So we're just coming in Danish airspace. So this is Denmark we're flying over. One of my future destinations is going back to Aarhus, as we've been in the one of the previous flights. Hey Richard, I just received a notification. Thank you for the buy me a coffee. Always generous, my friend, and I really appreciate it. But honestly, you don't have to, okay? Thank you so much for your donation though. But you don't have to. You're my friend. I just appreciate you being here. Yeah, this delay on the Beyond ETC messaging is just because we're time accelerated. It usually works well transitioning between stations. So, accepting the Copenhagen ATC transfer. Alright, thank you. Yeah, it's very kind, Andrew. He's very kind, and I feel bad because, you know, I consider you guys my friends, and I don't do this for the money, although it helps. So, but thank you anyway. Really appreciate it. Alright, we're not that far from our top of descent. Let's keep time acceleration and let's start preparing our descent. So let's go here for the OFP. Let's go for routing. And we're expecting DVAM 5 Alpha for runway 22 left. So let's prepare that. So runway 22 left, approach via to runway 22 left ILS via Diva 5 Alpha, no transition, temporary flight plan, insert. So this is temporary because we don't know if that's exactly what we'll get as an ATC clearance, but it's good enough for us. Now let's insert the destination performance. Yeah, we didn't hit the step, so thank you for the clearance. So let's go to performance and approach. Let's get our data here. And you guys know I no longer rely on the in-flight METARs. I just go here to WX. Oh, expired. Oh, that's fun. Populate from last flight. Search. Alright, here we go. This is Porto, and here's Helsinki. So we got QNH 1013. 1013. We got winds. We're going to set it to 190 at 12. So 190 at 12. And the outside temperature will be 2. So 2 degrees for now, because I'm sure it will be less than that. As for the approach, if we do get the runway 22 left, we're going to set it up here. No longer need this. Terminal charts. Let's go to Helsinki. Let's go to approach. So Diva 5, this is it. Diva 5 Bravo. Is it? I don't remember. Diva 5 Alpha, not Bravo. So Diva 5 Romeo for Mike. Where's 5 Alpha? 5 Victor. Where's 5 Alpha? back. So let's quiet this thing down. Sorry about that. I had to go for a moment, but I'm back. So DVAM 5 Alpha, there it is. So let's pin that. And let's get to the approach, runway 22 left. So copter, not copter, RNP, where's the ILS? There it is, ILS, Cat 1 and Cat 2. Let's go back to the pins. Yeah, so it's DVAM 5 Alpha, this one, all the way in. Alright, so we're approaching our top of descent. As we get there, I'll be turning off the time acceleration. Oh, and I need to check for the decision height. So decision height is 349er. So let's set barrow. Three, 4, 9er. Done. So performance set up for the approach. We just need to carry on flying until we get our top of descent and hope that ATC gives us what we just programmed. There's the first entry right there, the ball, magenta ball. That's the first entry on the standard arrival. So our star, it will get us all the way over here, probably to this point here, that is called Canon, and then we'll get radar vectors to turn left and head to the airport. This is what I'm expecting, at least. Let's see if that's the case. It's not straight in, Richard. It's going to take us to the other side of the airport. So we're gonna pass the airport for a few miles, and then turn left and head for the ILS approach. I'm expecting radar vectors for that, but we'll see. Because there's no transition on the procedures unless ATC gives me yet another procedure to follow, so we'll see. So weather is okay. There's nothing on the weather radar though. We should be this thing is off. All right, we should be fine in terms of wind. The wind is not that strong. And the only issue here is probable ice formation arriving, but there's nothing telling me so. It's just me thinking about it. Maybe thinking about it too much. Coming back to my checklists here. So let's prep our descent checklist. So landing performance has been reviewed. We're going to set our TCAS to below. We're going to perform an approach at runway 22 left, following the DVAM 5 Alpha approach. As we pass DVAM, we're going to set our constraints and flight according to the constraints. This is going to be an ILS to runway 22 left, apparently. We're still hoping to get that. As we make our approach, I'll take control after the 1000 check. If we get clear, if there's good weather. If not, we'll continue to ILS automatic till landing. In case of emergencies, we'll follow the standard go-around procedures for the runway 22 left, and that is we'll turn left heading 185 after the final approach fix. We'll be at heading 217, so if we need to reject the landing, we'll go to turn left heading 185, climb and maintain assigned altitude by the ATC, which is probably 2,000 feet, which is the climbing. So right here, turn left heading 185, climb to 2,000 feet. That's what the missed approach chart tells us. So it probably is what ATC would tell us to do. But unfortunately, beyond ATC will tell us to fly runway heading and climb and maintain whatever altitude it decides. So we'll follow the ATC procedures and carry on to continue for the approach. All right. So F is set to constrain, and there it is. Seat belts will be set up after 10,000 feet. We'll set our barrel reference to altitude to airfield information, which is 1013 currently. After below 10,000 feet, we'll below transition level, and below 10,000 feet, we'll turn on the seatbelt signs, landing lights, and wing lights. Wing lights are still on, by the way. I just love the way they look. Yeah. Well, planes blinking like that because of time acceleration. Doesn't usually do that. Alright, so let's get out of time acceleration. We're already at Helsinki control. We're all right. We got the clearance. Cool. Thank you, Andrew. Always kind. Mirsha's still here? All right. Alright, let's accept the clearance. Alright, let's call our passengers back to their seats. Let's set this one to auto. We can see Helsinki up ahead. A little cloudy. We can't really see that much. I was expecting a day flight, but as you can see, it's not the case. Let's call ready for descent. So let's do a managed descent, although in this plane it's kind of a lottery. Here we go. Managed descent.
Contact Helsinki control room 21.3 Finnair Tango 30 heavy, bye bye. Finnair 548 Helsinki control, expect descent 5 Alpha.
Yeah, it did. Time acceleration plus northern hemisphere. Helsinki Control, Finnair Tango 3 Zulu Heavy with you out of flight level 400, descending to flight level 220.
Helsinki Control, Finnair Tango 3 Zulu Heavy, copy your descent to flight level 220. Current time is 1749.
I did that because Betsy forgot to, it looked like Betsy forgot to contact the new station, but apparently there's a slight hiccup on BRBTC because now apparently we don't have to sign in for the new station, which is weird, but we just changed radio frequencies, all right. So in northern hemisphere, as north as you go, days will become shorter. In the winter, December, January, there's no sun in the North Pole because the sun is just below the northern hemisphere, and so you can't see the sun. I've been to Denmark, not Finland, but I've been to Denmark, and I was surprised when it was daylight, actual pure daylight at 4 o'clock in the morning. Yeah, so sun rose at, I don't know, 2 a.m. or 3 a.m., something like that. And when I got out at 4 o'clock in the morning, believing I would find nighttime, because I wanted to take pictures of the Aarhus seaport, but when I got there, it was pure daylight. It didn't even look like it was nighttime. So it's perfectly normal during these times that, and that was in the summer. That's what I meant. That was in the summer. So in the summer, it lights up very early, but in the winter, the days are very short. So yeah. So current time is 6 o'clock in the evening, and it's nighttime. Yeah, yeah, sun at 4 o'clock in the morning. It's perfectly normal in the northern countries during the summer, but in the winter, there are days, and if it's cloudy, the people never see the sun, especially if it's cloudy. It gets very dark. I've not been in Nordic countries in the winter, but I've been told that's the case. And the north, the more you get to north, close to the pole, the worse it gets. And there are days that the sun never sets. There are days that the sun never rises in both poles because the Earth is tilted. Yeah, sure, Misha. Thank you for coming. It's going to take a moment now, but we are now descending. It's going to take a moment there, but we'll get there. See you next time. And thank you for coming, Misha. Appreciate it. Bye. So even though the progression, take care. Even though the progression bar is still about only 2/3, we are now descending, and we'll be arriving very soon. I would say about 15-20 minutes till arrival. As you can see, we're making a very shallow descent. This happens not just because we inserted the data for the descent in our descent path and it's managing that descent. We can easily accelerate this descent if we want to, but we are trading this altitude for speed. So if I descend faster, I'll gain more speed. If I descend slower, I'll maintain or reduce. I can reduce my speed. So it's always a measurement between speed and altitude. And remember, if I need to accelerate, I'll spend more fuel. So the plane is calculating its general best descent rate, and it will be generally saving fuel. I say generally because there are exceptions. So as you can see now on my PFD, now it says speed, means that it's now calculating my angle of attack and descent rate in order to keep within these brackets here. So this is the computed airspeed, something like 325 or something, 325 knots. But the brackets allow me to go a little bit faster, a little bit slower. Well within these brackets, it's where it's safe to be. If I go beyond these brackets, the upper bracket, I will hit the speed buffer, so overspeeding. If I go below, my engine throttle will start throttling up and I'll start spending fuel. So it will remain here and it will adjust pitch in order to keep that speed. So that's why it says speed on the PFD right now. So here we are, we're coming up on DVAM, the first waypoint of our star for runway 22 left. Helsinki is just up ahead, city of Helsinki. Will not land directly, we'll make a slight overtake by the right, and then will be vectored in by ATC to enter our ILS approach. So there we are, our little plane is already in the chart, and this is the path we'll be making, passing the airfield by the right, then making a left-hand turn to land. Can you imagine back in the day flying just analog, no digital, no GPS, no electronic charts? What feature, Richard? Oh, the speed bracket, yeah. Speed brackets.
Contact Helsinki radar 119.1. Contact Helsinki radar 119.1, Finnair 56 Victor.
So if the wind predominantly came from the north right now, I could make a straight-in approach, more or less. But since it's coming from the south area, according to the airfield, I will require to make a right downwind. Left downwind, sorry. So we're maintaining flight level 220 as requested. This will allow us to also reduce our speed. So until we are cleared, we're going to obey to this constraint right here, 250 knots. So the plane is now decelerating to that constraint. We are above 10,000 feet, so we're way above the DVAM constraint for altitude, but we need to decelerate to 250 knots to obey to this other constraint on the next waypoint. So the plane's doing everything for us, which is good. The more these things are automated, the more I can... 3,000. Let's go. So we're going to go for open descent now. Actually, no, let's continue unmanaged. So in order to keep our speed, it's telling me to extend my speed brakes. This is normal, because I want to lower my nose, because I'm 2,500 feet above the managed descent. And so I will extend my speed brake so the plane can nosedive a little bit and not accelerate. It's remain within these brackets. as best as it can, because as you can realize, any object falling is going to be affected by gravity. So regardless of what you do, even adding more speed brakes to the plane, you will of course encounter an increase on speed by aiding gravity. So here we are back on managed speed. Now I can retract my speed brake. Let's check out the performance for the landing on runway 22 left. So let's sync all the data. So we're going to land in config 3. Our landing technique will be manual. Our brake mode will be medium. Yeah, it's fine. We're going to use reversers. So let's compute. So our factored landing distance is 1,525 meters, sorry. So well within the stopping margins. We can actually go to low on the brake. Actually doesn't allow me. It doesn't allow me to go medium. All right, no problem. So the runway conditions are dry currently. If this doesn't change, we should have a very standard approach. So let's set that up. So auto brakes, and we got try 6, which is correct, and it's going to be set to good 5. Try 6. Yeah, let's leave it at try 6. So there it is. Brakes are set. So there it is. There's Helsinki. The airport is right over there somewhere. I believe it's beyond the city, somewhere underneath this cloud here. So as you can see, a pretty standard approach from a left-hand downwind. Let's go back to the terminal chart. So we are right here. The airport's right there. We're coming up on a 10 nautical mile radius of the airport. Usually we are sent to the tower by this time. Let's see if that's what happens. So QNH in the electronic flight bag was 1015, but ATC is telling me it's 1012. So there's a huge gap, a huge difference. So we'll see what happens, and we'll set it for 1012, of course, but we're going to need to wait to confirm that. So 1012, 8, 7, 6, 5, 1012. Here we go. And same on the other side. 0, 1, 6, 4, 3, 2. All right. So it's preset to 1012. We'll see what they say. So let's go for our descent checklist. MCD landing performance has been reviewed. TCAS set to below. My bad. Should have done that. Below. Done. Navids as reviewed, as required. NTI probably not required. We'll see. If is set to constraint set. Seatbelt signs are on. Descent checklist above the line complete. Oh, we also need to perform the electronic ones, which will be only the approach ones. All right, nice. We got some weather up ahead. Nothing too serious. Just mild turbulence, probably some rain. No snow for now. As you can see, at 10,000 feet, temperatures are negative, so we're going to...
Helsinki Control, Finnair 5 Juliet Echo, descending via Tuoninen Lake, flight level 126. Finnair 5 Juliet Echo, Helsinki Control, identified.
There's Helsinki right there, 12 o'clock, very bright light.
Finnair Tango 30 Heavy, contact Helsinki radar 119.1. Contact Helsinki radar 119.1, Finnair Tango 30
Now, only now we're being sent to Helsinki radar.
Finnair Tango 30 Heavy.
So this 10 nautical mile line is
Finnair Tango 30 Heavy, Helsinki radar, QNH 1012, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 22.
yeah, radar vectors, cool.
QNH 1012, expect radar vectors for ILS runway 22 left, Finnair Tango 30 Heavy.
Alright, passing 10 tau. So let's hit the landing lights. Oh, there's some nasty weather to our right. Seatbelt signs are on, landing lights are on, wing lights are on. Descent checklist up below the line complete. Let's go to the approach and landing. Yeah, it is beautiful. Let's look outside for a bit. Look at that. Amazing. And it's snowy. There's a stadium right there.
Radar, Finnair 5 Juliet Echo. Good evening. Flight level 09 at A-Blue uniform. Finnair 5 Juliet Echo, Helsinki.
Let's turn on our landing system, our velocity vectors. Alright, everything's gonna go fast from now on, so bear with me. Let's go for the Cat 1 approach. Alright, and let's go from here. Alright, here we go. Approach checklist. Barrel reference is set. We're still above transition altitude, but is set. Seat belts are on. Minimum has been set. And runway conditions are going to be dry 6 and auto brake is set. So we'll perform that as we go through. There's our little plane here. So we're going to go all the way here and then turn left. So we should be able to see the airport now. There it is. Right on the periphery of the city. And you think only Lisbon Airport is inside the city. Look at that. It's almost inside. I mean, let's turn on our track IR. As you can see, there's a discontinuity. There's a discontinuity here. This is by design, so we need to, after we reach this point, we're going to get some radar vectors. This is what we are going to do. See, this is why I like flying and landing at night. Look at that. You don't get this bright view from a day flight. So we got our ILS data. We're still descending to 3,000. We're going a little bit below performance. Plane is reduced to the next constraint 220. Let's go 340. So we're getting radar vectors. And we are descending way too slow. Let's go faster. Let's go 1,000 feet descending. Because we need to reach 3,000 feet to intercept the ILS. Alright. Going for local altimeter. Three, 335. This turns much quicker than the FS Labs, the heading bug. And this is the ideal. You want to intercept glide slope from beneath. We're still not clear to turn in, so I'm not gonna press the approach button, but I hope she can make me turn left in time, otherwise I'll overshoot by a long time. Let's start braking the plane, so let's go flaps 1.
Finnair Tango 30 Heavy, 5 miles from Biffix, turn left, heading 240, maintain 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 22 left.
240.
Turn left, heading 240, 3,000 feet until established, cleared ILS runway 22 left, Finnair Tango 30 Heavy.
There we go. Press the approach button. We got landing 3, cat 3 capable, single channel for now. So we will overshoot for a bit, but the plane will correct itself hopefully. So barrel reference set and cross checked, minimum set, come on. Runway conditions set to dry and auto brake set to medium. Hello. Checklist complete. Come on. All right, let's go direct to Biffix. Sorry.
Helsinki radar, Finnair 548, good evening, flight level 098 with information uniform. Finnair 548, Helsinki radar, QNH10.
Ah, this touchscreen sucks.
QNH1012, expect radar vector, runway 22 left, Finnair 548.
I'm not gonna make it. It's not responding to my mouse clicks.
Descend to 3,000 feet, QNH1012, Finnair 548.
my god. Back to flight plan. Return. Come on, Bifix. From present position to director. Insert. Golly. There we go. What is it doing? So it's raining? Come on, approach. Don't do this. Don't do this, airplane. Ah! Autopilot off.
Helsinki Tower, Finnair Tango 30 Heavy, ILS runway 22 left.
I honestly don't. This plane is... Speed brakes out.
2,500.
2,500 check.
$2,000.
2,000 check. Go below. Gear down. Landing checklist EFIS as required. Gear coming down. External lights. All. A little bit to the left. Auto brake set. Spoilers armed. Flaps landing.
1,000.
There we go. It's nice and steady. Come on. Got some slight wind from the left. Landing memo. Still no landing memo yet. For some reason it's only accepting full flaps, so we'll go full flaps. A little bit below.
Above.
Check.
200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30. 20. Retard. 10. 5.
There we go. Reverse. Reverse idle.
Exit left at Zulu Hotel.
Auto brake off.
Zulu Heavy.
Oh, this is bugged. Nice. Thanks. So left at Zulu Hotel. Which one is Zulu Hotel? It's hard to see. Not this one, probably that one. Taxi lights. Start APU. All right. So runway vacated. That's welcome to Helsinki.
118.125 Finland Tango 30 Heavy. Finland Tango 30 Heavy. Request taxi to same gate.
Finland Tango 30 Heavy, Gate Sierra 45, taxi by Zulu Hotel, Zulu, Victor Hotel, Alpha Victor, Alpha Kilo, Tree Alpha Kilo, Alpha Whiskey.
Gate Sierra 45 by Zulu Hotel, Zulu, Victor Hotel, Alpha Victor, Alpha Kilo 3 Alpha Kilo, Alpha Whiskey, Finland Tango 30 Heavy.
All right, there we go. So, looking at my local charts here, I wish I could share these with you. So basically, we're going to go forth to this lane and then go all the way to the backside. So it's going to park somewhere over here. All right, let's do it. So it's raining, but it's not snowing. But we do have snow accumulated. It's probably just from previous days. All right, let's make a left-hand turn here. And then now a right-hand turn here. So there's a reason why we don't go through that other taxiway. There's another one here, these blue lights, green lights here. It's just we don't want to clip our wings on those planes, so we go on this one. It's actually the one we're cleared to. So it's not my personal choice. So now, we're going to, not the first one, it's this one right here. And we're going to turn in, so not this one, this one. All the way to the back there. Right here. You can also bring these terminal charts here, and it will help you. So let's go for Air Pro. It will help you guide, but I do have the electronic charts via Beyond ATC, so it has a little window with a little map that will tell you where to turn. That's the one I'm using right now. So very fast taxi speed here. So at this point we could have performed single engine taxi in, but we're feeling rich today. So it's the third stand, 1, 2, and 3. That's the one. So it's going to be gate S45, 47. I believe it's this one right here. S45A, S45. Here we go. Turning in. Slow down. Zoom in. There it is. A359, correct. Bit of snow. The time for it, right? So a little to the left. Little to the right, left, and let's slow down. A little more to the left, here we go. Oops, stop. Too far. Didn't even give me time to stop the plane. Alright, parking brake set. And we are good to go. So, landing lights are off. Nose wheel lights to taxi. Flaps. Let's set them up. Speed brakes in. Wing lights to off. Taxi light off. So weather radar and predictive wind shear is set to off. TCAS off. Not this page, this one. Take off TCAS to off. Terrain to off, we never set it up. APU is on, wing anti-ice is off, winch and anti-ice is off, APU bleed on. Runway turn off and nose wheel lights are off. Parking's checklist. So let's kill the engines, so to speak. 1, 2. Beacon off. Nav aids set to off. Traffic set off. Constraints can also be turned off. FC reset, so we're gonna set it, we're gonna leave it at that. And flight director off. Arc 10 on the ND. Arc 10 and Arc 10. Anti-ice is off. GPU is available. Engine master switches are off. Fuel pumps to off. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Beacon is off. Seatbelt signs to off. No smoking off and no mobile. External power not yet available. We'll call it in. Chocks are on. Nice. And we got external power now is available. APU master switch to off. The bleed was off, by the way. Forgot about it. Transponder to off. Confirm. And cockpit door open. Let's open that cockpit door for the viewing pleasure of anybody. Alright, so parking checklist is complete. Welcome to Helsinki. It looks like it's snow time, but we do have rain. Let's take a look outside and check out our plane on the nice flight coming out of Portugal, Porto. There's another A350 right there. Pretty cool, huh? So this is our Inibuilds A350. As far as the plane is concerned, minor issues. This update seemed to be pretty cool. The sounds are a little more present, more vivid if you want. This is a very cool plane, always has been. We didn't find any big weather today, but it's always cool to see. By the way, I want to show you something. Let's see if I can. Let's add some snow. Will it work? Will it not work? Cold weather accumulation. Nothing. It doesn't work. I think this only works manually in FS 2020. In FS 2024 this is automatic, so it doesn't work. Well, anyway, I just wanted to show you how the plane can simulate accumulated snow, which is pretty cool. This has been a good flight. I think the update was very positive. I just need to take a good look at the ATC clearance stuff. It's currently not working 100% on Beyond ATC, but I think that's not on Inibuilds. I think the issue here is with sorry about that. Really sorry, wasn't expecting that one. I think the issue here really is with Beyond ATC, but when it concerns GSX, it sucks. GSX is just not working correctly, loading these aircrafts. these aircraft, plural, not just the Inibuilds A350. There's issues with pretty much every other plane out there, which is unfortunate because this flight could have been a lot better if GSX would just work. Unloading, it seems there's no issue, but as you saw in the beginning of the video, GSX was just assuming one single passenger out of the 264 we actually took. So yeah, not good. So GSX was just updated recently, but none of the features they mentioned was in it. Not sure what happened there. I guarantee that I have the right version of GSX. So I'm not sure what happened there, but definitely not good. They messed up something in between. Hopefully they'll fix that. I don't know. GSX is the one and only thing that keeps bothering me in every single flight. So I hope they fix it somewhere in the future. Otherwise, I'll start looking for alternatives. There's got to be alternatives. There's got to be another program that does what GSX does. I'm not sure, but I hope there is. So yeah, it's been nice. Now we're in Helsinki, and I'll take suggestions. Where should I go next? There's a lot of destinations out there, so let me know if you got any suggestions. I thank you all for coming. This has been a very cool flight, regardless of the issues. The landing was so-so. The autopilot decided to do something else. I told it to go directly to that steer point that was the initial steer point for the approach, but it decided to create like a donut or something like that. Hopefully I found it before it went too far and got control of the plane and landed. It's not usual, so usually if you perform a direct to, the plane will just fly straight forward towards it. I don't know what it was doing there. Probably calculating some performance degradation or something. But yeah, another thing that happened is that I selected landing flaps 3 for the approach, but for some reason it picked full flaps, so there's that. I might have forgotten, by the way, so I'll take that as maybe I forgot to go on the FMC and insert that data, probably, but I don't think so. I don't remember at least. Other than that, just minor problems. The plane behaved flawlessly in every single aspect, sound-wise, performance-wise. The performance is better. Yeah, they did optimize it quite a bit. I'm not a fan of this livery for one single reason. The little balls, the circles on the back, they're not circles. I don't know what happened. It looked like my 5-year-old son made some cutaways of those little circles and glued on the plane. Look at that. It's all messed up. I don't think the real plane is like this. I think the real plane has, correct circles, not this. This looks wrong. But I will take a look. Maybe the real plane's like this. Maybe it is. It didn't look like it, but who knows? I'll look at it. In any case, thank you all for coming. Thank you, Mirsha. Thank you, Andrew. Thank you, Richard. Everybody's been my great friends here. Thank you all for coming. You guys have been amazing since the beginning, and I couldn't have better friends to support me on this. And I'll see you guys next time. Remember, leave a like, subscribe if you care to donate to help the channel. Just press that link, buy me a coffee in the upper right screen or in the description below. You guys are always welcome to help with any way you can. Any dollar, any euro helps. It helped me purchase the Airbus A350. I'm now saving to get a couple of sceneries I want to fly to. Let's see if I can get there. Don't worry about the amount. Anything helps, and I certainly appreciate everybody that's been contributing to the channel since the beginning, especially my good friends Andrew, Richard, and Mirsha. Thank you so much, guys. I'll see you next time, and I hope you keep on flying and enjoying whatever you can do it virtually, really. If you fly for real, you have my envy. If you fly virtually, you have my handshake. So, any way goes. Thank you so much once more, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.
I love to fly up in the sky. Through the clouds I reach so high, climbing up to touch the light. Adventure calls me day and night. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. The stars above begin to shine, painting trails so bright and fine. Every turn brings something new, endless skies in brilliant blue. The wind, it sings a melody, guiding where I long to be. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the dreams begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the light. I'll spread my wings and chase the sun. No limits when the drums begun. The world below fades out of sight as I soar into the